Hello and welcome to my ICT Hub. This is John, your ICT tutor, making ICT concepts easier. Today I'll be working on the presentation aspect of the May June 2023 paper 2-2 as the examination for the IGCSE ICT 0417 paper code. Okay, if you're ready, let's solve this presentation paper. Okay, here's the question. I have created videos for the documents, production, and the database. You'll see that in the description below. Also, I'll be dropping the questions and the source files to this video so you could also practice it on your own. Alright, let's go straight into what we have for the presentation. It says you are going to create a short presentation. All slides must have a consistent layout and formatting. Create a presentation of 6 slides using the file J2322 vcworld.rtf. Now, unless otherwise instructed, the slides must display title and a bulleted list. Now, this file is in a rich text format, which is a text format, kind of a rich text format. Obviously, it's not a PowerPoint presentation file, because presentation file would have an extension of PPT or PPTX. So how do we open this file? First, let's open the PowerPoint presentation. I'm using PowerPoint 2020 version, Microsoft Office PowerPoint 2021. So to open the file, you click on open and you browse to where the file is located. That's desktop. Let's have that. Now, this is where the file should be located, but because we don't have any PowerPoint files, this is requesting for only PowerPoint files. You want to change this to all files so that it is all going to be fully displayed. Then we are looking for the VC. That's the vcworld, .rtf, and we want to open it. Okay, here we have it all. That's the vcworld. It says it should have a bulleted title and a bulleted list. Let's check. Title, bullet, list, title, bullet, title, bullet, title, bullet, title, bullet. All right. So they are all in the right order. Next question says, place in the header automated slide numbers left aligned, and place in the footer your name, center number, and candidate number left aligned also. Make sure the header and the footer appear in the same position on every slide, and no items overlap on any slide. So we are inserting header, automated slide number, left aligned, and in the footer, your name, center number, left aligned. So let's just go in straight to insert. You might not need to go to your, what's it called? You might not need to go to go to your slide master. Okay, now sorry, to insert that, if we just insert it from here, we won't be able to relocate it. So it's necessary you go to your slide master, I beg your pardon, because the footer is located at the middle while the slide number is located at the right. So to be able to relocate this, you need to go to your slide master view. So we come here to our view, go to your slide master, and this is just the slide master view, but it's not the master slide. You go to the top, which is the very first slide, on the master slide to be able to insert these details. Here we have the slide number. It says it should be left aligned. So I'm going to pick this up. Okay, and drop it there. Then I want to reduce it this way. Same thing for the footer. It says your footer should be left aligned. So I'm going to pick this. I'm going to have it this way. Slide number this way. Now take note, when you are using the default footer and the slide number that is on the master slide, you have to turn it on, just like what we did. Go back to the insert, the header and footer, and turn on the slide number and the footer, where you're going to type your name, center number, and candidate number, and apply to all slides. That way you ensure it's turned on. I also like to advise, change the format, make it bold, and make the color black so that it's going to stand out. Might increase the fonts. This is not an instruction, sorry. I just advise my students to do this just so that it stands out and it can easily be spotted. All right, now let's take a look at that. If we are done with that, let's close the slide master. Okay, do we have it? Yes, on all slides. I want to move this a little bit to the left, so let's just quickly go to the slide master view. Okay, slide master, I want to align this to the left. I'm just going to align it to the left. Right, left align that way. And close the slide master. Let's go to the next question. Next question says, use the data in the file J2322 apps.csv to create a vertical bar chart. To create a vertical bar chart to show the number of downloads for each app. This chart must display only the app title and download, that's in millions. Display with labels the app titles on the category axis. Do not display a legend. So let's go and open this file, apps.csv. Okay, there we have it. Now we want to draw a vertical bar chart. Let's just kind of, alright, sorry, that's not be necessary. Okay, we have the apps title. Take notes. Now we are let's reconfirm from the question, please. It says vertical bar chart to show the number of downloads for each app. This must client display only the app title and download. So we want just the app title and we also want the downloads. So how did I do that? I highlighted this first, hold down my control key on the keyboard, and then I can highlight this other part without having to highlight this. So I can exclude this when I hold down my control key. Now we go to insert, pick the chart. Okay, and there we have it in millions. All right, let's now take a look at this. It says do not display legend. Legend is not displayed. We have category, and then we also have this. Label the chart as follows. Let the chart title be top fitness apps download, while the value axis should have a title millions. So we are going to be changing this. Now we don't have a title in the value axis, so you're going to click on the plus and turn on the data, not the data labels. We want to turn on the axis title. Okay, yes, there you are. I'm going to select all and type millions. Okay, sorry, that should be million, not millions. Now format the value axis scale. I missed one. Display only the data values along the top of each bar. Very important. Please don't miss your question. So always check to be sure that you are following the questions. So I want to display the data values, data labels, please, at the top of each bar. So we have the data labels displayed there. Now format the value axis scale to display a minimum of 0, maximum of 15, and increments of 3. So to do that, I'm going to click on my value axis. If I double click on that, alright, sorry, I want to close this first, then double click on this, or you could just right click and format. It will still open up to this. Now the minimum is 0, the maximum should be 15, and the increment, which is the major, should be 3. Okay, so I have 0, 3 exactly, so that's exactly what we want. Then next it says place. Now we are done with the chart. I want to make it just a little bit bigger. We don't have a title for this, so we want to take this out. Okay, no legend. Alright, so let's move on. Place the charts to the left of the bullets on the slide with the title Virtual Cycling Trends. So let's go to, just before we go, let's copy this. I'm going to copy it with the shortcut Ctrl+C. Then we go to look for that Virtual Cycling Trends. We have to place this to the left. Take a look at it. The left of the bullets on the slide with Virtual Cycling Trends. So it should be to the left here. So to do that, we have to move this to the right. Then I click on this blank space and place my chart. Make sure it doesn't overlap. Just readjust that properly. Okay. Now, so make sure no words in the chart are split. All the data and labels are fully visible, and the chart and the content do not overlap any slide item. And that is done. We do not have it overlapping any slide item. On the slide with the title Virtual Cycling Trends, create a square-shaped action button and position this in the top right corner. So we want to create a square-shaped action button. You're just going to click on Insert. Let's click on the button. We can pick on any rectangle and we can make it holding down my shift to ensure it's a square. If I release it, it's just going to drop normally, but if you hold down your shift key, it's going to give you a perfect square. So I'm holding down the shift to give me a perfect square. Now it should be an action button. Let's take a look at what should that action be. Now format the action button so that when it is clicked, it opens the document with the file name j23222trends.rtf. Enter the text top fitness trends as text on the action button. Okay, now it's to link to this. So that means we are inserting a link in that action button. Create a link to open a file. On that button, what is the file? Not an email. We want it to open a file in this location. Okay. Okay, so I have my folder. J23 trends. Okay, there we have it there. Should open that file. Then we should have the name pasted in it. So I want to hold down the shift and still make it bigger. And add my text, edit text. There I would paste this. It should still be square shaped. Okay, something like that. Okay, now I was not told anything about the fill, so I could just as well make it a white color and make the text to be a black color that way. Okay, now place in your evidence document screenshots showing the action button linked to the correct document. Make sure that the file name is fully visible. Alright, so we want to go back to the insert where you created a link. Okay, action button is linked to the file. Okay, it's like the file is closed again, so I want to locate that file in my desktop again. Out to a slide, to a document. Alright, I want that in my desktop. Where is the file now? Okay, in the evidence document, it should link to trends.rtf. Okay, with that, then I could take a screenshot of this. Once it's linked, let's take a screenshot. Okay, so I'm going to paste that in my evidence document. Okay, let's test it and see if it will even work. If I go to my slideshow, click on this, yes, let's open. Okay, and it opened the document, so it worked. All right, let's go back and let's continue with the question. I say set the slideshow so it loops continuously on screen. Place in your evidence document a screenshot to show the presentation set to display in a continuous on-screen loop. Okay, so to do that, it's a slideshow effect. So you go to your slideshow. Here we have the set up the slideshow, and I can set it to loop continuously. Once I've done that, let's do a screenshot to show that that has been set. and let's place that in our evidence document. Okay, that is done in my evidence document. And once I'm done, save the presentation, print all the slides as handouts in portrait orientation with 3 slides to the page. Print the slide with the title Virtual Cycling Trends as a full page slide in landscape orientation. Okay, so we go back. First, we want to print all the slides. So printing all slides in portrait orientation, but we have a handout of 3. Okay, so there I'm going to print that first, printing all slides. I will print out 4. Print out 4. And lastly, I'm going to print this slide alone in landscape. I'm going to print just the slide as a full slide. That's the current slide in landscape orientation. That will be my printout. Sorry, that should be printout 5. Okay, yes, and that is done. Let's take a look at what it's gonna be. I've printed out 4. Yes, that's it. And print out 5. Exactly. Okay, so let's go back to our question. Once we are done with that, okay, I think that's all for the PowerPoint. What is left is to print out your evidence document, which you can also do that to PDF before you finally send it out to the printer. This note, we come to the end of this video. If you like what you've watched, kindly subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. And all those who have subscribed, thank you. Hit the like button, and please, you can hit the notification bell so that whenever I release another video, you will be notified. On this note, like I said earlier in the video, I will drop in the description below the link to the source files and the question paper. Kindly ensure you practice very well so you can be able to enhance your perfection and your confidence in your examination, and to also use these applications whenever you want to. And I wish you all the best, and until I see you again in another video, stay safe. Bye.